will find us out. Oh, love, 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 it's the only way. Oh, love, 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 let it lead the way. In a world so cold, love's the warmth we hold. In a sea of doubt, love will find us out. Oh, love, 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 it's the only way. Oh, love, 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 let it lead the way. Hearts beat as one underneath the sun. Love's melody sets our spirits free. Oh, love, 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 it's the only way. Oh, love, 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 let it lead the way. Sound of freedom, oh so loud. Revolution in the crowd. Shaking ground, winds of change. Feel it all, rearrange. Voices rising, hearts beating. Hope in the air, never retreating. A new day dawning, colors bright. Embracing the change, feeling right. Sound of freedom, oh so loud. Revolution in the crowd. Shaking ground, winds of change. Feel it all, rearrange. Break the chains, break the mold. Embrace the future, bold and bold. Stand together, hand in hand. United we rise across the land. Sound of freedom, oh so loud. Revolution in the crowd. Shaking ground, winds of change. Feel it all, rearrange. Break the chains, break the mold. Embrace the future, bold and bold. Stand together, hand in hand. United we rise across the land. Sound of freedom, oh so loud. Revolution in the crowd. Shaking ground, winds of change.
Let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Nameless, unreasoning, unjustified terror, his needed efforts to convert retreat into advance.
Every generation stands on the shoulders of the generation that went before. And so you see farther because you're standing taller than we did and can look farther. But at least give us the credit that you're seeing farther because you're standing on our shoulders. We don't have inflation because the people are living too well. We have inflation because the government is living too well.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. We dare not forget today that we are the heirs of that first revolution. Let the word go forth from this time and place to friend and foe alike that the torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans born in this century, tempered by war, disciplined by a hard and bitter peace, proud of our ancient heritage, and unwilling to witness or permit the slow undoing of those human rights to which this nation has always been committed and to which we are committed today at home and around the world.
If I give you one message to hold in your hearts today, it's this. The more people tell you it's not possible, that it can't be done, the more you should be absolutely determined to prove them wrong. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. Relish the opportunity to be an outsider. Embrace that label. Being an outsider is fine. Embrace the label. Because it's the outsiders who change the world and who make a real and lasting difference. The more that a broken system tells you that you're wrong, the more certain you should be that you must keep pushing ahead. You must keep pushing forward. And always have the courage to be yourself.
All right, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope everybody's doing great today. We got a lot in store, and it's good to be back. Let's see what we got here in the house. Make sure everything's good here. Let's see what we got. All right, so we're good here. Just making sure everything was good on the end. All right, let's jump into our crowd here today. Let's see what we got here. Hello, DC and fellow patriots. Hello to you. Good afternoon from Hobbs, New Mexico. Norton, Ohio in the house. Georgia in the house. Brighton, Colorado in the house. Terre Haute, Indiana in the house. Middlesex, Virginia in the house. Pullman, Georgia here. Hello, hi DC and friends from Long Island. Also hope everyone had a great weekend. Back to the grind. Absolutely. Hickory, North Carolina in the house. Lisa from Dayton saying hello and God bless. Hello to you, Lisa. Good afternoon to everyone from Monroe, Louisiana. Ringgold, Georgia in the house. Reporting duty again. Bedford, Georgia. Make sure the shoes are shined. And Frankfort, Indiana in the house. Hi DC, listening from Frankfort. Oklahoma in the house. McAllen, Texas in the house. Finally get to watch the live. He's in Prairieville, Louisiana. Thank you so much for watching. We're on here every day from 1 to 2 to 2:30ish. So glad to have you on here. Haiti Patriots are having a great day. Orange County, New York in the house. Knoxville, Tennessee. Here for my daily fix. Awesome. Lenore, Tennessee in the house. Let's see. Hey, DC from Dalton, Georgia. Hi, DC from Columbus, Georgia in the house. Lenore City. Benbrook, Texas. SC from Benbrook, Texas. Hi from North Carolina, RC and EC. Thank you so much, guys. Loyal people there. Hello from Coffeeville, Mississippi. Western Tennessee. Listen to me. Western Kentucky in here. ADC from Charles City, Virginia. All your music is really good. I especially love the ones that says love, love. Oh, thank you so much. ADC from East Tennessee. ADC, Leona and Aaron here from Gig Harbor, Washington. Well, thank you so much, guys, for listening today or watching. Let's see. Hey, DC from Anita in Clinton, Tennessee. Hello from Phil, Cartersville, Georgia. Tennessee, we represent well here. Yes, they do. Get up Wisconsin in the house. Pensacola, Florida in the house. ODC from Rogue River, Oregon. Hey, DC from Holden Beach, North Carolina. Watertown, New York. Fort Drum. Okay, awesome. Mid-Missouri in the house. Texas here. It's kind of weird that DC mentioned St. Paul. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're exactly right there, Shirley. Hello from Eckhart, Indiana. Let's kick some butt, DC. All right, sounds good to me. Let's go. Hey, DC from Ocala, Florida. Stanford, Kentucky in the house. Dry Fork, Virginia in the house. Hey, from Pennsylvania. Awesome. Austin, Texas in the house. Hey, from North Carolina. Democratic governor, Republican. Right, absolutely. Y'all need to replace your governor out there, North Carolina. Hey, DC from Wilsonville, Oregon in the house. Hutchinson, Kansas in the house. Hello, DC from Chesterfield, Michigan. Dunklin, Oklahoma in the house. Wetumpka, Alabama. White House, Tennessee. Hey, I've been there before. Hey, that's pretty cool. I go through there all the time, actually. Tim Waltz is a raging pedophile. Yep, he sure is. Hey, DC from Live Oak, Florida. DC, I hope you have a great weekend. See your name on Telegram. Been seeing your name a lot on Telegram lately. People have been asking where to find you. All right. We'll see about that. We'll see about that, Maglu. We'll see about that. Happy Monday, Virginia Beach in the house. Happy Monday, everyone. Kansas City in the house. Maryland, Kansas City. From Maryland and Kansas City. Sorry about that, Maryland. Lancaster County, Pennsylvania in the house. Hey, DC, Minnesota checking in. Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Greetings from Ohio. Hello from Kansas City, Missouri. Sioux Falls, South Dakota. North Central Texas in the house. Hey, DC Patriots. Happy Monday from Pulaski, Ohio. Sylacauga, Alabama in the house. Hello from Cary, Ohio. Got the love, sir. Oh my gosh, Saturday Night Live. Let me tell you what. I've been laughing all morning over some of those skits. They actually, I've turned off Saturday Night Live several years ago because it just got so stupid and very unpatriotic. And then it was just twisted. So I turned it off. But I saw some stuff from this past week and it was pretty stinking funny. Where am I at here? Lost my place here. Jasper, Georgia in the house. Liberation Day is coming, November 5th. Absolutely. We are 21 days away. 21 days away. Jefferson City, Missouri in the house. Hello, DC. Appreciate you. Michelle from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Thank you so much, Michelle. Appreciate you. Hey, let's go for live from Oak, Florida. Okay. Fleming Island, Florida. Beaverton, Oregon in the house. Things are getting crazy. Anyone follow Mike Penny? Yep, he's lost his way. ADC from DeSoto, Missouri. Okay, praying for you and your husband. Thank you so much. Good afternoon. Sending prayers. Spring Lake, Michigan. Thank you. Madison, Alabama in the house. Happy Monday to you, Januelise. Matthews, North Carolina in North Carolina. Listen to me. North Carolina in the house. Greetings from Nashville, Tennessee. Thank you so much. Love Nashville. Can't wait for the Barron Trump book. Right. Magnolia, Texas house, Las Vegas. Listening from work as usual. San Pedro, California. Thank you so much. Don't get in trouble. Hello, DC, and all your patrons from Kansas. Dallas, Texas in the house. Weberville, Michigan in the house. Northern California. Hey, DC from Fort Myers, Florida. Hope you're doing great. Yes, I am. Hey, DC from Warner Robins, Georgia. Salisbury, North Carolina, and House Wimberley, Texas. Okay, let's see here. DC and Patriots. From Evansville, Indiana. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma in the house. What's up, brother? Camden, Kentucky. What's up, my man? Hi from David in Montoya, Texas. Yeah, okay. Hello from Raleigh, North Carolina. Oakdale, Connecticut. Springfield, Illinois. Oshkosh, we're here in the house. Ironton, Ohio, standing strong. Awesome. Wallace, North Carolina. Patriot here. No sound. Okay. Don't know about that one. Let's see here. Sydney, Ohio, back in the house, listening for some great intel. Hey, from DC, from Charles City, Virginia here. The days are not the same. We can't. The days are not the same when we can't listen to your show. Well, thank you so much. That's funny. That's pretty funny here. Let's see here. Figure out what's going on with this stuff here. How about that? Let's put the camera on there. My bad, guys. Just a little slow today. And little, get my things going here. So anyways, let's get back in here. Charles City, we said that one. Washington State in the house. Let's see. Greenville, Michigan in the house. Got Greenville, Michigan. Hey, Enforcer and others. American Post 141 house, Michigan. It's taking 3 truckloads of food and water to North Carolina. We're working on the semi-truck this week, and the citizens in local areas have been very generous. Awesome. Good deal. Winder, Georgia in the house. Yes, you need a telegram page. Well, I'll look in that this evening. Linville, Alabama. Mount Pleasant, North Carolina. Hey. Appleton, Wisconsin in the house. Let's see here. Quite a few of us are sending your link, where to find you and followers on and others on Telegram, and pages are leaving to join your channel. Well, that's awesome. That's fantastic. Like your best kept secret. Your advertising. Thank you so much for advertising. And guess what? I am the best kept secret. Let's see here. Salisbury, North Carolina. 7 Points, Texas. And let me just say this here. That's one reason why. We're on several platforms. But we're not trying to get famous. We're just trying to stay here and do our thing, and people find us and they enjoy it and they stay. But anyway, it's all good. Let's see. Hello from Ohio, 7 Points, Texas in house, Salisbury, North Carolina. Georgetown, Kentucky says hello. I think I said it. Hey, DC, enjoy your show from Forest City, North Carolina. Okay. Crawfordsville, Indiana. Carver, Massachusetts here. Thank you so much. Galion, Ohio, Appleton, Wisconsin. Any truth to Waltz being accused of molesting? Well, it looks pretty rough there on Tampon Tim. We'll just see what happens on this. Does anyone know? No. Been trying to get a hold of Allie Carter. Also, greetings from Denmark. Thank you so much. Oklahoma in the house. Oklahoma City in the house. Mount Pleasant, North Carolina. Winston-Salem. Late. You made it. Well, you're good. Hello from Denham Springs, Louisiana. Hello, Saints Curl. Good morning. Virginia Beach says hello. Rathdrum, Idaho. Good morning. Hope you all have some great intel today. Let's see here. Have you heard anything about the 24th and 25th of this month? A little bit, but we're going to touch on a lot of these things here. Minnesota Beach, North Carolina in the house. Woo! Man, the chat just went crazy here. Liberty, Kentucky in the house. All right. I don't see anybody else. Another one from Appleton, Wisconsin. Awesome. Okay, if I missed anybody, I am so sorry. Send me an email, say, hey, DC, you missed me. And I'll make sure that I don't miss you next time. All right, big things. Got a lot to talk about and don't have a lot of time today. Got some appointments to take care of. And then also, if you want the good news, I'll give you that. If you want the bad news, I'll start with that first. The bad news is, y'all ready? Tomorrow, I will not be on at 1 o'clock because of some doctor's appointments and such. So I will try my best to be back in time to do a Tuesday evening. So I'm so sorry for those of you that listen from work. I'm so sorry about that. We'll do our best to get back on here. I know you hate it. I've even, trust me, I've looked at even like, hey, maybe I can do this from my car, but sometimes it's just, you just can't do some things. All right. So anyways, you got the election. That's the big thing, is the election, everybody. Everybody say to yourself, the election. The election we got coming up. It's in 21 days, 11 hours, 40 minutes, and 25 seconds. So we're ticking down to it, ticking down and ticking down. And we have a lot of different things going on. You got the stuff going on with Tampon Tim, where now there's accusations coming out that he is sexually assaulted or molested, whatever. He's a pedophile, whatever. Someone. And the thing is this, I've already heard through the intel part, I've already heard that the Harris campaign is already looking to figure out how to dismiss him out of this. When I say dismiss him, I'm saying exit him from the VP spot. Will we see that happen? I don't know. Here's the thing. Their numbers are way down. Even though mainstream media is saying, oh, she's doing great. Hello, Columbia, Kentucky. Iowa, also, hello to you. Even though they're saying, no, she's doing great. She's fantastic. She's got so much going on. She's got this in the bag. I still have a hard time believing that because it's just not true. It is just not true. And everything they do is called panic. Everything they do is called panic. And it should not be. It shouldn't be panic all the time, especially if you're so confident. Your campaign is supposedly so confident that you be, anyways, they're in panic mode. They've been in panic mode for a while. Their numbers are down, even though, and I'm going to play you two different clips today about this. But you have one side of the team that's saying that the polls are fantastic and Kamala's got this in the bag, and all that. And then at the same time, you've got Obama that is making statements. And I'll tell you what, let me just pull it up here and we'll play it for you real quick. We'll get started with this stuff. Man, we think Obama gonna open up our show. Good Lord, I'm getting crazy, ain't I?
Is that we had not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. Now, I also want to say that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers.
So pretty much what he's saying is, in a nice way, he is kind of concerned. He's kind of concerned because, people ain't coming out. Not only that, you got TV talk show hosts that are actually coming out now and saying things. Let's see what we got here. I'm just going to pull it up here.
25 days before the election, and I got to say, it's not looking that great for the Democrats. I mean, this is not a good sign. When you have an African-American candidate, you probably shouldn't be having to shore up your support among black men, but that's what's going on. No, Obama even came out yesterday to scold. I mean, he was scolding. Well, I don't know. The last month at the convention, he was no scolding. Now he's scolding.
Well, and I've been saying it all along. The stories that are being told are inflated. They're actually, we're being lied to. We're just being lied to. I've still been seeing different things of different people making different talking points and things like that. I I still believe that we're not okay as long as we just got to go vote. How about that? Because I don't want to sit and go, hey, we're okay, we're great, fantastic, nothing to worry about. And then everybody go, oh, I'm just going to relax and get my sweet tea and sit out on the porch and just watch it on the internet, watch it on the TV. And then the day of the election, you just see it go to the because, no one wanted to go vote. You have to vote. You have to vote. And not only just voting, but you just have to be involved. You have to get involved. And by being involved means voting and making sure that other people go vote, making sure that, you just got to make sure of all that. One of the other things I'm going to play you here is actually, now you heard Obama, okay? You heard Obama doing his spiel. And this here is actually a clip here of ABC News. Now, I'm not a big fan, right? I'm not a big fan at all. But anyway, I'm going to play you this here, and I want you to listen to what they're saying.
And a new ABC News Ipsos poll shows Trump and Harris in a dead heat. The poll finds more Americans trust Trump on the economy, while Harris is seeing more voter enthusiasm than Trump. ABC News senior congressional correspondent Rachel Scott has the latest.
Now just 2 points separating these two candidates in this final stretch. Vice President Kamala Harris at 50%. She still has the edge over former President Donald Trump at 48%. This is within the polls' margin of error. But I want you to take a look at where this race stood just a few weeks ago when we did this poll in September. You had Vice President Kamala Harris. She was at 51%. Former President Donald Trump at 46%. She had a 5-point edge on the former president. He has since closed that gap just a little bit here. And a big likely drag for Vice President Kamala Harris all has to do with the economy. It doesn't matter where I go across this country. The number one issue that I hear from voters is the economy. And take a look at these numbers. You still have 59% of Americans who say that the economy is getting worse. 23% of Americans say that it's getting better. It's a big reason why you're hearing Mary say that Vice President Kamala Harris is going to be laying out more for economic vision, because despite the Biden administration touting economic wins, despite Vice President Kamala Harris really pitching voters on the economy, Donald Trump still holds the lead on this critical issue. Now, a bright spot for Kamala Harris has to do with enthusiasm. Her supporters are excited to vote for her by 84%. For President Donald Trump at 78% here, and this is not particularly low for the former president, but 4 years ago at this time, back in 2020, it was a lot higher. He was at 93%. Why does all of this matter? Well, any of that could make the difference in the 7 battleground states that will ultimately decide this election. Wisconsin, North Carolina, Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Nevada, Arizona. You're going to be hearing a lot about those in the next few weeks here. And you'll notice a familiar pattern here. In 6 of these 7 battleground states, less than a point separating these two candidates. It's a big reason why former President Donald Trump, Vice President Kamala Harris, they're going to spend a lot of time in Pennsylvania today.
Okay. All right. Somebody made a comment here on the chat, and I want to touch on this. This is a great point. Great point. All right. Great point here. Says only 40% of evangelical Christians vote. If the other 60% came out to vote, Trump would be unstoppable. And you are 1,000% correct. 1,000% correct. Because here's the thing. The reason why a lot of evangelicals do not vote, okay, is because they still, now not everybody, let's just break the evangelicals up. Let's just break up the 60% that don't vote. If only 40 come out and vote, so if the other 60%, let's just take that and let's split it down the middle, 30% and 30%, okay? 30% is over the age of 60 and the other 30% is under. The ones over that are a little bit older, those are the ones that are going to be sitting back and going, okay, and I'm not knocking anybody, okay? I'm just saying a lot of elderly people are not going to be on the internet going, I got to find out the truth about things. Because they're beyond that in their life. Some are. Now, I'm not saying everybody is. Hello, Alaska. I'm not saying everybody is, but a lot of them are. So so what they do is they're what we talk about all the time. It doesn't mean they're bad. Doesn't mean it's horrible. It just means that they still watch NBC Nightly News or CBS or ABC or whatever. So that's the media that they get. So they see, oh wow, it doesn't matter if I vote or not. Mine don't count because this is already in the bag, right? That's what they're saying. That's what they do. Well, I ain't gonna do this. I ain't gonna waste my time to get out, and this thing's already rigged like the last time. So if you got the other 30%, why are not the other 30% that's under the age of that voting? Because they are on the middle of the line here. And this is where you as patriots, Trump supporters, or Republican supporters, doesn't matter who's in the running, as long as if you're one of those straight Republican guys or gals, whatever, that's great, fantastic. Newsmax said they're tied. I can't see. Newsmax is about as useful as ABC and NBC. They just have a little bit more boring twist on their stuff. And OAN also. But whatever. Anyway, so those other 30%, would, those don't want to vote because, well, I'm not, all this is conspiracy. This is conspiracy stuff, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And here's the thing. This is what's crazy about this. You have people that will not vote for Donald Trump because they were just born bred Democrats, or either they just, they're a female and they just have to vote for another female. Or, excuse me, guys, or they're black and they feel that she's black and they can, that there's some sort of thing there that they can connect with when she's not even that. She's Jamaican when you want her. She's whatever else when you want her. But I with her, I don't even see. Here's the thing. Even if I was a born bred, just diehard Democrat, always voted Democrat, nothing else, even at that, my dad is 83 years old and you can't keep him from voting. Absolutely. Will you tell your dad that I said I am absolutely thrilled to hear that he feels, and think of this, guys, an 83-year-old man here that still feels the need and knows and still has a heartbeat on, feels the heartbeat of America and what needs to change America, and realizes that Trump can change some things. Elon Musk said it a while back. He said, hey, if by chance Trump wouldn't win, we're screwed, guys. This will be our last election. And I believe 1,000% what Elon said too. Because and here's the thing, this is what's crazy. Everything the Democratic Party, Obama, Clinton, Bush, Kamala, Biden, whenever he could talk, everything they would say that when Trump gets in, you're never going to have another election. When Trump gets in, he's going to be a dictator. When Trump gets in, everything, have you not understood yet? Everything the Democratic Party tells you that their other opponent is going to do to threaten you, that's exactly their plan. That's their plans. And I fully believe if Kamala, and I don't believe Kamala's going to get in there. I lean away. I believe that if by chance the Democrats got another shot at this, that one, they could just, because even Biden is saying now that people like me are a threat to democracy. And think about that. A threat to democracy. Because I am exercising my right for free speech. Think about that. And the thing is I'm doing my exercising my right for free speech on a platform that I'm purchasing, or the radio station that we completely own 100%. We can say whatever the heck we want to. If all social media gets banned, they can never ban EIOBN.com. Can never ban that radio network. Can never do it. because we own it. We own the rights to it. They would have to come and really do some stupid stuff to get it out of our hands. Yeah, we're not a democracy. Right. Exactly. But they want to put you under. Here's the thing. I am a threat. Okay. I'm not a physical threat. I could be, but I'm not. But I am a threat to what's good and what's bad. I'm a threat to when the truth comes out, we're going to tell it. And those that don't want the truth, don't want it. Well, there's a threat. They're a threat to society because they want to just tell the truth about me. They want to tell, they're a threat to society because now that we've called Trump a rapist, and we've called Trump an adulterer, and we've called Trump this, and we've called Trump that, and he's had this in his past. But we are absolute 100% angels. We walk around with halos on our head, and when we poop, it's gold bars, guys, because we are that pure. They're so full of crap. And but these. You got the 30%, the older ones, some of them don't want to go vote. And then the other 30% are influenced very easily. And here's the thing. And I'm talking about the religious here. We're talking about the evangelicals. If the evangelical church, even just 30% of them, 60% would step up and talk to the 30%, even not all the 60% that ain't voting. Those 30% say, hey, your vote is needed. You need to vote. And you need to vote for godly principles. Do you understand that it does not take a godly man in the White House to bring in good morals or godly principles? Because if you start really aligning godly principles with things, we think godly principles is, give any offerings, free will offering, pay your tithes. And when you pay your tithes, you lift that envelope up and you declare, I expect checks in the mail. I expect God. You expect God to do what? Who are you? You understand what happens here? We become so accustomed to the rituals, the new rituals in church. It used to be you go in, you had to have communion on this week. You had to do this, you had to do that, had to do this. You could only stand at this point. It used to be that you had to wear the long sleeve shirts in the church and the dresses that cleaned the floor when they walked around. It used to be women had to sit on one side of the church and men on the other. See, those are things that are of the past. Well, some are of the past. Some churches still do that. Kind of your small towns. I'm not knocking them. I'm saying if our priorities were right, we'd say, listen, the better of the two evils, if you want to call it that. Which one's the best here? We got one that's setting our country up to have us murdered by bringing in all these crazy, and that's what they are, lunatics from other countries. These aren't people coming to work and help. No, they're not. If our evangelical churches would stand up, our leaders, and instead of saying, well, if you don't really know what to vote, come talk to me after church and I'll kind of talk to you privately. What a coward. What a coward you are. Stand up before your congregation and say what's right and what's wrong. Say. Because let me tell you something. Well, I could never get up from my church and tell them to vote for Trump because, man, he's been with a porn star. Well, pastor, let's talk about your past. Let's talk about how many times you've been married. Let's talk about how many affairs you've had. Or if you haven't, bless God, let's talk about all the stuff that's went on in the church and you still use people and act like they're sanctified. Since when do we split this in half? And the person that put that in there said if the 60% would vote, we'd be over. If the 30% would vote, we'd be over. But I have a really strong feeling that there is enough people And they may not even be church people at all, that are just Americans that want to see America do better, that say, you know what, come hell or high water, I'm voting. I'm showing up to vote. I'm making sure that we get our guy in the White House again. And the reason why they don't want him in the White House is because they know that he is about to lower the boom on their rear end. And he's going to. And when they say, well, I'm scared to death, Trump's going to get in the White House, he's going to come after us all. Well, you probably should be. Those of you that done dumb stuff, doing dumb stuff to American people. I saw this little thing, and I want to play this for you real quick here. This girl, it was kind of neat. I can put it up here.
I'm so convinced that if Kamala Harris went in front of a Vietnamese crowd, oh honey, vote for me. I make everything better for the Vietnamese people. And this is how we're gonna do it.
We offer free now. Free now at our convention. We offer free everything. I thought that was just kind of cute. It was funny. But anyway. So yeah. If everybody shows up to vote, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. I really do. I really do believe we're gonna be okay. There's a lot of pastors that are standing up, and that's fantastic. That is fantastic. But you know, we need strong leaders in America. And it's funny how people will go against Trump and not want to vote for him and hate everything about him, but then turn around and when he's voted in, they want the benefits that he brings. And I go back to what I said months ago. If people want to vote for Kamala, by God, vote for Kamala. And those who want to vote for Trump, vote for Trump. And when we vote Trump in the White House, those of you that voted for Kamala can stay under Kamala's rules. You can stay under Kamala's, her economy, her and Biden's economy. You can stay underneath that. But don't you dare go buy some gas at $1.89 or $1.69 again. When you go there, you still pay your full price that you've been paying. And when you go to the grocery store, if things are cheaper, by God, you better pay double. You better pay double and sometimes triple. Because it's, really. If you love them that much, then stick by their economy. And their economy sucks like nobody knows. We preach the true gospel, okay? Whatever that gospel is, okay, that's great. Let's see here. How can anyone say anything about Trump's past and look at Kamala's past? Oh, but you know what? It's because it's a Democratic Party there. And the thing is if Trump was in the Democratic Party, they would be just, it'd be okay. But because he's running against them, then they're going to come against him. And that's how it works. Pastor Jack Hobbs, Calvary Chapel, California. Okay, great. Is the preacher preaching prosperity gospel? Right. And that's the thing is, that prosperity gospel thing that's been around for a while. I had somebody email me the other day and give me a big long thing, said I need to be careful about what I say about these religious leaders and all that. Here's the thing. If you are messing around with P. Diddy and you are on these videos with little boys, I am not going to be silent. Period. Am I perfect? Absolutely not. But I haven't raped little boys. Give me a break. Give me a freaking break. So we'll see how that one rolls. But anyways, yeah, preach the true gospel. We have to. And whatever the gospel is to you is what and the truth is this. The truth is whatever you want to believe. That's how it works. If you believe that's the truth, then you know what? Then you live by the truth. It's like live by the knife, die by the knife, right? If you believe something is the truth, then it is. And And if you don't believe it's not the truth, then find somewhere that you believe is the truth. And that's the same thing with this show. If you don't believe what you hear and you don't like the content, then you know what? I'm not mad. There's plenty of other people online that will, that will tell you what you want to hear, and they'll be sure to, whatever. Anyway, so yeah. So also on top of that, we had another. I'll play you this video here first, or the audio of this first, and we'll go from there. But here we go.
We have his name as Vem, V-E-M, Miller, M-I-L-L-E-R, and his birth date is 10/26 of 1974. And the reason why I gave it to you like that is I will explain later. He approached the outside perimeter, gave all indications that he belonged there, that he was that he was a participant that was allowed to get into VIP and to and a press corps, and so he was allowed through that outer perimeter. As he got to the inside perimeter, where deputies were conducting obviously a more thorough evaluation of the vehicles that were coming in, there were many irregularities that popped up. The deputy noticed that the interior of the vehicle was in quite disarray. The vehicle had an obviously fake license plate, and that prompted further investigation from our deputy into why the person was there and what he was doing. During that investigation, the deputy eventually found multiple passports with multiple names, multiple driver's license with different names. The vehicle was unregistered, and the license plate was what we in law enforcement would recognize as one that is homemade and indicative of a group of individuals that claim to be sovereign citizens, and assuming the deputy assumes that he was part of that identifying group. So during the investigation, obviously those identification documents were found, in addition to a loaded handgun and a shotgun. Obviously, this was before the former president arrived. The person was taken into custody. He was eventually booked into jail on those charges, and eventually he was released. He will have to further his court case in the future.
Okay, let me stop here. This was someone that went to try to assassinate Donald Trump. Now, did you hear anything in that? Did you hear anything that made you question what I just played you? What bothers me is multiple things about this. One, well, the main thing is that he was released. He was released. Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Identification documents were found, in addition to a loaded handgun and a shotgun. Obviously, this was before the former president arrived. The person was taken into custody. He was eventually booked into jail on those charges, and eventually he was released. He was released. And we don't know all the details on everything. But I'm gonna tell you this: since when do you show up to a Trump rally or anything like that with all these illegal documents? There is something very fishy about that. Because here's the thing. I mean, come on. Am I the only one that's thinking this? I mean, you got a guy that shows up. His car has no license on it. It's a fictitious plate. No registration, no insurance, no driver's license. Multiple driver's licenses that are fake from different places. Different kinds of IDs, passports, all this stuff. Then he claims to be a sovereign citizen. Let me stop real quick here. I'm not against sovereign citizen. Okay, I'm not against that. But I'm going to tell you this. If you're going to claim that, you must also claim what's going to come along with that. Because our country,
has not really been educated on that. Neither has law enforcement. Therefore, if you go driving around saying you're a sovereign citizen and all this stuff, and then you get pissed because you get pulled over multiple times, it's going to continue to happen. It's going to happen. You're just bringing attention to yourself. It just is what it is. Doesn't mean it's wrong. Just means if you're going to claim that stuff, you better be expected. You need to expect that it is to be expected. You're going to get pulled over. You're going to get harassed. Just how it is. But this guy shows up to a Trump rally, even though Trump wasn't there yet. It doesn't matter. Who in the heck goes and releases somebody like that? I don't know any. I don't know any place that would let anybody come in with like multiple IDs and all that stuff. Everything fictitious. Everything gets fraud, and then bring it out and then go to jail for it, and then them release him. It does. You're exactly right. It doesn't add up. Something's not right about that. Anyway, we'll just have to keep following that and just seeing what's going on. One of the things I saw, I want to play this, was Dennis Quaid showed up, was at one of the rallies, and he spoke, and I'm going to play that for you real quick here. Here we go.
I'm here today to tell you that it's time to pick a side.
Okay, let me just say this real quick here. I love Dennis Quaid. My God, he always sounds like he's drunk. I just think it's hilarious. But
I'm here today to tell you that it's time to pick a side. Are we going to be a nation that stands for the Constitution or for TikTok? Are we going to be a nation of law and order or wide open borders? Which is it? Because it's time to pick a side.
I think it needs to be wide open borders with law and order. You know what I mean, Vern? Put some cowboys out there on a horse and put bounties on these cats that keep coming in. Put a stop to them. Anyway, I'm gonna play you something with Trump here. It's pretty good here.
It says FEMA doesn't have enough money to last hurricane season. What's your reaction to hearing that?
Well, they're doing a very bad job. They've given over $1 billion to illegal migrants that came in, and now they have no money for North Carolina, for Georgia, for South Carolina, and Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida. I think that's a disgrace, frankly. It's the worst run. This is a country that's being run by fools.
Yep. He's exactly right. Run by fools. North Carolina, a lot still going on there. Florida, too. I've gotten several emails from people of them actually going to, let's see here. Okay. Sorry. I have someone email me there. But anyways, you got people that are going into North Carolina, still going up in there, still trying to bring things. I've had people still reach out to me and said, hey, I got people that still don't have electricity that need generators. Is there any way we can get them generators up there? There's all kinds of stuff. And, one of the things is this, and I will tell you this as of Saturday. FEMA sent a message to several of the federal agencies. It was around 1 o'clock, something like that. But on Saturday, warning that FEMA has advised all federal responders in Rutherford County to stand down and try to evacuate the county immediately. Washington Post is even reporting this also, but the National Guard troops have come across 2 different trucks of armed militia saying they were out hunting FEMA. I haven't. I believe it, but I'm still waiting for a couple more people on this. But anyways, they were hunting FEMA. They said that in the emails that the incident management teams have been notified and are coordinating evacuations of all assigned personnel of the county. First of all, if this is true, which they're saying it's true, and kind of I believe it's true because I'm seeing some things. Now, I know a couple people are probably going to jump on the check. Oh, it's not true. My brother's in a militia and he ain't doing that. Well, good for him. My thing is this. What the hell do you expect, FEMA? What do you expect? I mean, FEMA tells you to create, requests online and then denies you even $750. And Americans, people are having to save themselves, and sounds to me like they're just trying to make an excuse of why they can now pack up their bags and leave. And then they'll blame it on the American people. Oh, it's the American people that did this to us. It's the American people. And it's not. Now, does that surprise me? No, it does not. Because, FEMA is not needed. The money that they have given to the migrants, and in also Ukraine, those two things right there would be enough for me to go to the ballot box and vote for Trump. Period. That's it. I wouldn't have I'd be like, well, what about this policy Kamala has? What about this policy? Well, what about all the money you've sent to the other countries, and you've left our country really vulnerable, extremely vulnerable. That's why it's so important to get Donald Trump in the White House. And of course, the Biden press secretary, I call her Black Wendy. Wendy's from, the chili and all that stuff. She looks like Wendy. But
there's not enough money right now for people in North Carolina who need it. That's not misinformation.
Wait, no, that is your whole premise of the question is misinformation, sir. What you do? Yes,
Which
it's misinformation.
Is there money to send Lebanon right now?
I just mentioned to you that we provided more than $200 million to folks who are impacted in the area, and I just shared with you that people are deciding not to. People are deciding not to.
Wait. To Congress that there's not enough money to help people
We're
in North Carolina.
We're talking about the SBA disaster loan.
That's money for people in North Carolina.
And that's important, and people in North Carolina need that. Wait, this is nothing new. Peter, this is nothing new. Congress comes together, they provide money, millions of dollars, for disaster relief. We're asking them to do the job that they have been doing for some time.
From a letter that President Biden sent to Johnson, McConnell, Schumer, and Jeffries. The president's letter is not misinformation. Would you agree?
No, the way you're asking me the question is misinformation. There is money that we are allocating to the impacted areas, and there's money there to help people who truly need it. There are survivors who need the funding, and it's there.
That you don't like misinformation.
I actually said we have the money available to help survivors of Hurricane Helene and also Hurricane Milton. Now there's going to be a shortfall, right? Because we don't know how bad Hurricane Milton is going to be. And so we're going to need additional funding.
All right. So, when that was before the hurricane, but she wants to argue and say, but the way he feels, let me tell you something. It doesn't matter how Biden feels or how his policy, it doesn't matter. What matters is the fact that they continue to fail. They continue to fail, and they have failed the American people beyond anything you can imagine. And these migrants in our country, all that, they have failed. The Biden-Harris administration has failed. It's time to have an exit plan with them. Goodbye. See you later. You're no longer in the White House. Get out of here. When Trump goes into the White House, how normally they take the last ride on on the helicopter, and they take the ex-president out. That way, I think he just needs to have a short school bus pull up. A bunch of clowns get off of it and dance around, and then put Biden and I guess Jill on there. Put Kamala on there too. For the heck of it, put Tampon Tim, even though he's not in the White House or anything. Just put him on there and just get him out of there. Put him on the short bus. Send him back to school. Well, don't do that, because Lord have mercy, we don't know what's going to come out about what he's done already. But anyways, but Trump, he's talking in on the this is another little thing he was calling, for penalty for the migrants that come into America, and it's funny how he will talk about this, and everybody says, "Oh, you remember how when he was first talking about it, them coming in, they were coming in. These are rapists, murderers. Oh, he's just so full of crap. He just tries to threaten everybody with all these outlandish things." I don't know if you remember that or not. About 4 years ago, Trump was like, "Hey guys, these guys are bad that they're trying to bring in here. They're horrible. They're coming in over the border. This isn't good. Oh, he's just trying to instill panic on everybody and trying to make everybody scared." No, he was telling you the truth, daggone it. And by telling you the truth, people still was like, "Oh, whatever. He's crazy. He's just a TV personality. That his dad gave him all kinds of money." But you can't even budget your own bank account. Unreal. So anyways, Trump, sorry, got on that little rant. I'm trying to behave today, guys.
Into our country, they will be told it is an automatic 10-year sentence in jail with no possibility of parole. And I'm hereby calling for the death penalty for any migrant that kills an American citizen or a law enforcement officer.
Oh my God! Did you hear what he just did? Oh my God! He called for the killing of these people when they come in and murder our people. That's so insane. He's crazy. I cannot believe the audacity of Donald Trump saying that he would call for the immediate person be put to death that would kill our people. Are you kidding me? You kidding me? Bring it on, man. Bring it on. And I say when these migrants come in, these illegals jump the fence, the coyotes bring them in or whatever to get them through the country, and then we catch them, we just put them in a courtyard with a big fence with a water hose spraying water 24 hours. Give them a tent, give them a bucket to poop in. Every day, throw them a Twinkie. There you go. Or either put a cow in the courtyard and whatever happens, guys. It's up to them. And leave them be for 10 years. And then come back in 10 years, and whoever's still around, well, it's time for you to be exported back to your country. Those that didn't survive, well, we're still going to export you back to your country. Put your rotten carcass on a train and send you out. What's the problem, guys? What's the problem here? There isn't. It's the fact that he's trying to protect our people. I've said it over and over. I'm gonna tell you what, if Donald Trump got in and said we got 1 week, and anybody that's a U.S. citizen, you show up, that you say you want a bounty hunt, I'm gonna give you the bounty hunt. You talk about Hunger Games, I'm gonna show you some Hunger Games. We're gonna clean up our border and go out there. And these guys come running across that are murderers and all this other stuff. If they see that they're about to get their butt nailed to the ground and they ain't going to Harpland, they ain't going to America, and they ain't going to Mexico, they just going to eat dust because we're going to take them down. They ain't going to climb over that fence. They ain't going to break through the wall. They going to know it only takes 4 or 5. Oh my God, DC, I can't believe you're talking like that. Let me tell you something. I'm saying what you all wish you could say. Or wish you had the balls to say. Our country has to get cleaned up. Bottom line, has to get cleaned up. You got people that's being murdered and raped. Or wait a minute, let me rephrase that. They have been viciously raped and then murdered. And thrown their body thrown away like it's a piece of trash by migrants. And anybody that stands up and says Trump is a hater on these migrants, He just don't want them in the country. I mean, you're probably daggone right. I'll give you a better one than that. I'm on board with that. 1 billion trillion %. Because our country needs cleaned up. Our country needs cleaned up from all the illegals. Not only that, our country has to have its economy restored back. A good economy. There's no way we could even survive. Let me throw you a better one out here. Let me throw you a real good one out here. Well, what if they call martial law and then we're under a one world government? Let me tell you something. If Biden, Harris administration can't even give people $750 without questioning them, what makes you think they could take care of our country if they issued martial law and was going to make, martial law is going to happen and the military is going to come in and they're going to ration food to everybody and we're going to see the EBS and really? They cannot even manage. Biden can't even manage his own family. His crackhead son up in the White House doing drugs. Live TV. He's sitting there snorting coke off his hand. Really? How do you know it for a fact, DC? I saw it with my own daggone eyes with another 1 million people. Well, you're just judging him. No, I've seen the pictures of him and Obama's daughter where they were having sex and snorting coke off each other's butt. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, how do you know it's her? Because it's her freaking face, and then also it's her credit card that's sitting there. I mean, when do we as Americans stop taking up for this crap hole people? Stop. I mean, seriously, you'll give the enemy, you'll give the Biden and Harris administration, their family, give them the benefit of the doubt, but you won't even give your brother and sister the benefit of the doubt that you're even related to. You'll hold grudges against your parents for something they did as a kid to you. I'm not talking. I ain't talking about sexual abuse and stuff. I'm talking about petty things. I won't talk to my sister because she called me a butthole when I was 3 years old. Stupid stuff, but you'll give the benefit of the doubt to these dirtbags. Come on. And you wonder what's wrong with America? I'm about to sock it to you. You are. If you don't show up to vote, keep your daggone mouth shut. If you don't start changing things in your own life, keep your mouth shut. Don't tell me I need to give people the benefit of the doubt. DC, you're too rough on Biden. You're too rough on these pastors. You're too rough on things. Are you serious? I could name you right now. I choose not to because it's under investigation, but I could name you right now, this day, beating the crap out of this desk because it pisses me off. I could name you right now pastors that have sexually assaulted children. Name their names right now. And a lot of you would poop your pants. Well, but let's give them the benefit of the doubt, DC. I ain't giving them jack crap. I ain't giving them squat. People, what's wrong with our country? You are. Is she talking to me? Yeah, dummy. I'm talking to those that don't want our country better. I'm talking to those that, let's just give the benefit of the doubt, DC. People can change. Yeah, they can. They can. But you know what? We don't have to hold our country up waiting for someone to change. We need to move on. We've got to move forward. We can't move forward in our country if we can't move forward in our own life. Stop expecting things to happen when we can't even get things to happen in our own life. The best thing we've done was come together and help North Carolina and Florida. That's the best thing we've done. But you know what the best thing you can do? Forgive those around you. Doesn't mean you have to be friends with them. Let me tell you something. Am I above saying, you know what? I don't like Biden. I don't like none of his stuff. I don't like anything he's done. But I mean, the only grudge I can hold against him is the fact that he screwed our country and he's made everything a mockery, and he's told people like me that we're vicious and we don't need to be having free speech. And by the way, I'm going to tie the law enforcement's hands. I'm going to screw them over. And then I'm going to let dirty cops screw other cops over. And I'm going to let this happen and that happen. That's the kind of stuff that drives me nuts. Yeah, I can forgive him for that stuff, but that don't mean I'm ever going to. I would never shake Biden's hand. Never shake it. I wouldn't. Doesn't mean I hate him. Just means I have higher standards to myself. I'm not going to lower my standards just to kiss somebody's butt because it makes you feel better. We got to do better. But he's just chewing me out. No, I'm not. I am agitating you enough on this Monday to make you think, hey, man, we really do got to make change in America. I got to have change in my life. We got to change some things. But we always say we got to change things and we expect everybody else to go change them. That's the truth. Well, the chat just died. Everybody got quiet. It's all good. It's all good. Because I'm not going, I'm not going to stop. Not going to stop. On a daily basis. On a daily basis. I'm going to tell it like it is. You may not like it. You may not like it. You know what? The funny thing is about shaking Biden's hand. I mean, it wasn't like he was, it wasn't like he would run off. I mean, I'd be afraid to shake his hand. I'd be afraid he stuck his hand and scratched his butt or something and hadn't been wiped yet. I'm not kidding you. I'd be petrified. Hand sanitizer all the way. Anyway, time got away from here and I got on this big old rant, but it's okay. Here's the thing. This country needs an enema. It really does. It needs an enema. And when I say that, I'm not being disrespectful to people. I'm saying we need some things to be purged out of America. But it's crazy because when we stand up for right, America has been brainwashed to think it's hate. Think about that. Who and what is causing that? And when you realize that, I mean, you do have it in the Republican Party, but 95% of it, 99% of it comes out of the Democrats. Then you just can't be associated with it. You can be friends with people that are Democrat. I don't care. I could care less who you're friends with. But when you start sympathizing, that's when we have a problem. Because your sympathy comes off as weakness. I was going to touch on it today. I don't even have time to do it now. I have a lot of stuff to touch on. I am going to play this one thing here. Try to calm myself down here. Give me a drink. But J.D. Vance was doing an interview, and he was talking about the gangs. And ABC host is talking to him about, all this stuff. I'll just play it for you and let you hear from there.
The incidents were limited to a handful of apartment complexes, and the mayor said our dedicated police officers have acted on those concerns. A handful of problems.
Only, Martha, do you hear yourself? Only a handful of apartment complexes in America were taken over by Venezuelan gangs, and Donald Trump is the problem and not Kamala Harris's open border? Americans are so fed up with what's going on, and they have every right to be. And I really find this exchange Martha, sort of interesting because you seem to be more focused with nitpicking everything that Donald Trump has said rather than acknowledging that apartment complexes in the United States of America are being taken over by violent gangs. I worry so much more about that problem.
Oh, it's just a few. Just a few. Oh, well, guys, DC, you made such a big issue over this. You made such a big issue over the Democratic convention. You made a big issue of that because they had just a few vehicles out there for abortions. It's just a few. A double mind is unstable in all his ways. You want to know what's wrong with America? The double-minded mentality. That's it. That's it. Oh, but it's just a few. You're all acting like it's so bad. You're acting like it's so bad that just a few of these places have been taken over by these violent people. Are you kidding me? One is too many in America. One is way too many. Can't happen. Can't happen. I'm going to play you this. Now, I'm going to warn you. Some people are going to get mad at me, but Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's fantastic. Awesome. She's got this is an older clip, but I still want to play it to you because I just think it's great.
And can you tell me why so many people that support Donald Trump love conspiracy theories, including yourself?
Well, let me tell you, you're a conspiracy theorist.
What about Jewish space lasers? Tell us about Jewish space lasers.
No, why don't you go talk about Jewish space lasers? And really, why don't you off? How about that?
Thanks.
And that's how you handle it. You know, and the thing is this, Jewish space lasers. It's funny how the news, first of all, these reporters from other countries need to just go back home and report what's in their country, because their country is the ones that shooting missiles at each other. See, because they really don't have anything to really talk about except for, oh boy, we're getting bombed today. Or, oh my, this is having got a terrorist loose. Are you serious? You want to come here and talk about our politics and you've got freaking terrorists running around your country? Why don't you tell stories about how Israel was able to blow up pagers and walkie-talkies and listening on cell phones? Why don't you talk about that? Because honestly, your country is in worse shape than ours. We haven't got to the place yet to where we're shooting missiles at each other and people going around strapping bombs to themselves, going, calling themselves a mastermind and blowing themselves up. We haven't got to that point yet. So until we get to that point, and hopefully we never will, stay in your country and report on your news. Don't worry about what weapons we have. Go back and talk about your own stupid stuff. Go home. Matter of fact, migrants that don't like the country, don't like what they eat, don't like their treatment that they're getting here, go home. If one migrant, if anybody knows anybody and they want to go home, let me know. We'll raise the money. We'll send their ass home. We'll send them home. Be done. DC, I just hate it when you talk like that. Gosh, you got to be careful what you say, because people really get offended over that stuff when you say that word. It's just, seriously, DC, you got to take the higher road. I'll tell you what the higher road is. Turn me off. That's how you do it. Turn me off. Because I ain't changing for nobody. I'm going to tell you the daggone truth. I'm going to be as brutal and as blunt as possible. If you can't take it that I say that Hunter Biden was snorting coke off the rear end of Obama's daughter, then that's your problem. But that's exactly the facts. See, the problem with America is we go, oh, well, there was inappropriate behavior. That's it. Oh, there's inappropriate behavior going on. Who are you trying to protect? You frickin' ain't protecting me, and you frickin' ain't protecting the American people, because you let pedophiles run around. Oh, but don't say that. Don't say that. We're trying to protect our people from hearing things like that. Why? People need to hear the daggone truth. Good God Almighty. We have to hear the truth. We have to know the truth to make better decisions. But we live in our country where we're always, well, and I get this crap all the time. People email, you got to be careful what you say, because people are really looking up and listen to what you're saying. You know what? I'm not going to put this in a box and put a bow on it and have shit in the whole box. I'm going to tell you, hey, it's a box of crap when you open it. It's going to stink. Don't throw your hands up in there, because it's really going to be bad. I'm going to tell you exactly what's in there. I'm not going to put a bow on politics in America. I'm not going to put a bow in Christmas decorations or your favorite Christmas wrapping on a box of dirty secrets from that people that have to be revealed to set America free. That's the problem with America. This right here, I'm not a journalist, but this is true journalism right here. Letting you know the frickin' facts and the truth. And you know what? The truth hurts, guys. The truth hurts. Oh, well, oh, God, when I go to church, my pastor steps on my toes. No, he doesn't. He just somewhat says something that offends you, and you think it's stepping on your toes. Don't let me up in your podium. 20% of your church will sit there, and the other rest will exit out the door. I can't handle that. Let me tell you something. You want to talk about violence? You want to talk about sexual problems? You want to talk about affairs? You want to talk about adultery? You want to talk about rape? You want to talk about all these things? Read the Bible. It's in there. Oh, it's in there. Oh, we won't talk about that at church, because that's just, man, you can't talk about these pastors and all that. Let me tell you what, if there's a pastor and he's raping somebody, I'm going to dag on it. First of all, he's going to get prosecuted. I can guarantee you that. Second thing is, when it's available, then I'm going to tell you who it is. I have been begged, please stop this, DC, stop it. You're going to ruin a good thing. This ain't supposed to be a good thing. This is supposed to be just me out here. And who wants to listen, and who doesn't. Our country has to have the truth. If Kamala, and that's the other thing. Don't say that about Kamala being a mattress dancer, because that ain't fair. What? They're the ones that said that Trump had. Big deal. Let me tell you something. Big deal if he had a porn star. Big freaking deal. Okay? Big deal. Big deal. Big deal if she went out and screwed 50 billion guys to get where she's at. Big deal. The same people that will say, you shouldn't keep saying that. Don't say that. Are the same ones that preach at church, gotta have forgiveness. Let's preach for everybody can be forgiven. Everybody wants to be forgiven, but no one wants to be truthful. Those that are biblical, how about this one? We overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. Y'all want that blood of the Lamb, but you don't want that testimony. Your testimony is, yeah, I really did some really bad things in my life. Some of you are disturbed over these pastors and church crap that goes on because you've done it in the past. And before you jump on the chat, go, oh, it hasn't been me. It wasn't me. I don't need to know. I'm not your God. I'm not the one that's going to forgive you. I'm just here to agitate you a little bit. Y'all signed up for this. I didn't beg you. I'm here to make you think and to understand the heartbeat of America. You know the old saying, or not the old saying, it was on that movie. You want the truth? I'll tell you the truth. Don't ever ask for the truth unless you really want to hear it. Because the truth will offend you. The truth will make you cry. The truth will hurt your heart. But sometimes the truth will bring you joy. It'll bring you peace. Because once you, what some people say, wrestle with their demons of their past. See, you can't wrestle with the demon from your past unless you're ready to conquer it and ready to overcome it. But once you've overcame it, you're done with it, right? I've overcome it. It's done. And when you've been over that, you become a little bit more freer to talk about it with people that are in need. Hey, I was in this situation. I don't walk around telling everybody about my past, but you know what? This happened to me years ago. And it took me 20, 30 years to get over this. And this is how I did it. And that is where you overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of your testimony. But America has had so many things happen, and we have been gagged from telling the testimony of America. And we're going to fight. We're going to win. And, you know, as much as they don't want to say it, they're going to say it. What are they going to say, DC? The day after the election, they're just going to be going.
Quiet back there.
I'm not going to call him Dad.
Brennan, you're 39 years old. I would not expect you to call him Dad.
Well, I'm not going to, ever. Even if there's a fire.
Oh, there's a fire coming. Yep, it's coming. It's a fight for tomorrow. Guys, I won't be back tomorrow day. I have some appointments. I'll try to be back tomorrow night. Hope you guys have a great day. Hope it didn't aggravate y'all too much. Hope it made you think. Appreciate every one of you that's listening. Radio's full. Chats are full. Everybody's in. This is good stuff. Happy Monday. Y'all have a great day, and I'll catch y'all later.
Hold on tight.